Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to my first impressions of FutureGrind. This is a futuristic, cyberpunk-esque, or at least it's very neon, motorbike rail grinding game. So the idea is you have these bikes, and their colored wheels have to touch the corresponding colored rail. If they don't, you explode. If they do, you can get points and do cool tricks and get a nice high score. It's better to show rather than tell. I'll get to the options menu later because there are some colorblind options in this game. So you're going to have to bear with me for a bit. So we're going to do Avalanche. Now each one of these is its own set of missions, challenges, score attacks. So you have your main mode score... You have your main mode score attack. So that's just get as many points as possible and don't die. Then you have these other ones, which, same idea, don't die, but score doesn't matter. What you do is you complete the objective. So you do hang grind. Hang grind, that's so weird to say. 2 rails in this one and build a 12x multiplier. So as you touch rails in this game, which I'll show you, you gain a multiplier, 1.0 as to be specific. But if you do it in certain ways, like let's say you don't actually jump, like that one, you get a 1.5 times multiplier. Every time you touch a rail, whether it be on the bottom or the top of one, you reset your jumps. So you get like a one jump, and then you can kind of boost over. Like that. And as you might imagine, the levels are quite short, so let's do that again. So if you touch the wrong color rail with the wrong color on your bike, double wrong, I guess you can call it, you'll explode like this. So yellow on red. Boom. You're dead. So as you might imagine, it's very minimalistic kind of style, very minimalistic controls. You just have a jump and your turns. You can play this on a keyboard, but I highly recommend a controller because you have that analog control and you can just adjust it more. White rails do not kill you, but they reset your score. So you do not want to touch them. The only time you want to touch them is when you're doing an objective, when the score does not matter. Let's check out the options menu really quick. So the game is very fast-paced, the music is very nice. I'll let you soak that in a bit. I'll just do a mission and I won't really talk over it. The options are actually pretty good. So video options, you know, okay, some decent settings right here. You have graphics settings over here. It's like, ooh, a lot of those. Then, most importantly, you have your accessibility mode. So you have your controls guide. Can't rebind them, but, you know, it's like 3 buttons most of the time, so whatever. But you have your colorblind mode, so color type A and B. There's only 2 colors ever present. Sometimes you can switch between colors of what your bike is using. But the thing is, if you change these color options, they do not change when it tells you what you need to do in the objective. So one of them is do a backflip using the gold color, the yellow color. But if you change it to red, it doesn't change the text. It's a bit of an oversight. So if you're colorblind and you like change the options, like which one's the gold one? Everything's red and blue to me. I'm like, oh, ooh. But that only happens maybe like once or twice. So you have different cars, or bikes, I should say. You have the Slice, the Left Coast, you know, those are the different colored wheels. The Slice is the easiest one. It shows you like that at the beginning. You just have the 2 of the same type. Then you have the Gimbal, which is the craziest one. You do a lot of rail grinding on this guy, and you have a really large wheel, so it's a bit of a weird, unorthodox kind of car, but it's actually kind of fun. Alright, let's check out a mode over here, and I'm just going to be quiet for a bit to let you soak in the music. So, we're going to do the Snow Cave, so you have your objectives right here. And I think we're going to do this one, which is touch every jump orb. So on the right there, it's these orbs. When you touch them with the right color, you jump off them. Obviously, if you touch them with the wrong one, you explode to 1,000,000 pieces. So score does not matter in assignments. Music's actually quite nice. Sometimes it's fairly, like, you know, tense and almost relaxing. Other times it's kind of hectic. But there's a good variety to the soundtrack. It doesn't really get too grating because, and I say too grating, it can get a little bit grating, but only because you've been doing the same level like a million times. But, you know, they do kind of cycle through them. But sometimes there's moments of silence, so that's a little annoying. Now, I think I have 2 complaints with this game, and it relates directly to its price tag. So this game is 20 bucks, $19.99, which is not terrible. But I bet within about 4 hours I would have pretty much completed, or at least, you know, 2.5 more hours if I don't screw up this much. So I've been having more and more trouble with these assignments. I will have most of the game, I imagine, finished. Now, even if I don't, there is not a whole lot extra. You know, you get the assignments, you get your score attack with the leaderboards. You also get a little story, which is kind of just sprinkled in here, but it's not really, like, you know, portrayed with cutscenes. It's just in the little pieces of text, and you do these alternate missions, but they're just the same as regular missions, except they're just got this weird aesthetic going on for them. Ah, I screwed that up so bad. Okay. There's only 3 of these orbs in this level. So, what I would have liked to see is maybe some color palette swaps for the cars, or the bikes, I should say, and a level editor. I think this game would do really well if it had a level editor, because a lot of games, there's so many indie games coming out, you gotta be different from everyone else somehow. So you can have a really addicting, challenging kind of game. You know, something simplistic like this, but something like that has a lot of challenge. Oh, that would go so well, like, for just, you know, playing out on YouTube, to promote your game, sell more copies, get more people interested in it. But to build a community over level editing, to get a bunch of people, you know, doing this whole Mario Maker-esque kind of thing where, like, the whole draw of the game is saying, like, okay, who can make the hardest course? Who can get the most frustrated on YouTube? Your favorite celebrity, e-celebrities doing these videos and screaming about them. You know, as played out as that sounds, it is still, when you kind of strike lightning in a bottle like that, you can make something really fun and engaging that everyone will be playing. Like, everyone will be talking about your game. Screw that up. But the game just doesn't have that. I could be wrong about the content length, but eventually it's gonna end. And it's a lot of the same stuff over and again. I really like the objectives. I really think they add a lot to the game rather than just being ways to pad it out to lock you away from other levels. Because these objectives are actually really hard. They're like new ways to play it. I know you can like kind of make that up, like, oh, I'm gonna not touch these orbs, and then I'm gonna complete this level, and then I'm gonna do 3 backflips. You know, it's kindergarten stuff. But, like, to have it in action in the game, kind of be like a level gate, is still fun. But you do have these difficulty spikes. Like, this is probably the hardest one yet, and then I played, like, one just a bit earlier that just wasn't that bad. But the gimbal's really cool. You gotta rotate it around. You can hang glide over these rails a lot easier, but I'm not obviously doing that because, again, points don't matter in this mode. Yeah, you want to guess how many times I'm going to be dying on this one before I get this done? Yeah. It's definitely a fun game. I think the, again, big issue is, like, longevity-wise. Like, are people just going to pay 20 bucks and be like, ah, suddenly I don't feel like I got my money's worth out of that, even though I had a lot of fun? Or is it going to be like, ah, you know what, that was so much fun, I don't care, it was 20 bucks. That was worth it. I had so much fun. It's like, that's great. Rock on. But I think for a lot of people, I don't know, like, Steam sales can really, like, help games out like this, because it's like, ooh, I would not have bought that if it wasn't on sale, and I'm really glad I got it. It was worth the price. I don't know, 20 bucks. But that's FutureGrind, everyone. Definitely give it a look. If you like what you see, get it, because it does... Ooh! Ooh, no! It does what it sets out to do very, very well. It's very fun. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching the video. I'm out.